Don't do that.
He's like, I'm not awake. I'm not awake just yet.
I've been asleep.
I called it.
No, man, I've been up the whole time. I had to drive back from DC today. That's awesome, and I want it.
Is that a display?
My son got me this for Father's Day.
Nice.
You should keep them around. You should keep them.
Yeah.
Hang on to that one.
However, the little sticky thing that they gave me to put it on the wall lasted all of 10 minutes before it fell down.
Mm-hmm. Is that a display?
Yep.
Yeah.
I put it up half an hour before the Wednesday game. I was talking to Will and none of you had showed up and it just fell off the wall. So I tried.
Not hard enough.
Apparently.
You need to stick to your goals.
Well, now I got to get all I'm gonna do is drill a metal plate into the wall, and let the magnet stick to it, so it'll stick to the other one. That's all I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Aaron's looking crispy today.
Who? You?
Yeah, for some odd reason. Oh well, never mind. I did
We
clean
can't
it.
tell.
I did clean it in the camera today. Things happen when you clean stuff.
Yeah. All right, we'll give it a couple minutes here for
Yeah,
Solps
you lose
join in.
something.
Hopefully Solps is feeling better.
Yeah, man, it's been a while since we've seen him. He'll be doing well. You're too close. You gotta back up. Still too close. Yep, there. Okay, yeah, better. Better.
So
No,
I
like-
went through and I was like, you know what? Yesterday was a pretty chill day. I was just like, I've been meaning to clean out all the PC and like get it all blown out. Bruh. Now I have a friggin' air purifier underneath my desk just to keep. Just because, I'm not gonna lie, it gets hot, it gets warm in this corner. And so I was like, yo, especially now with the TPC, yeah, no. Air purifier, cool air all the way around. Yeah, I gotta have it.
I got to keep a heater in here, man. Like, I'm an underground basement office, and the top house doesn't cool very well, so it's like, oh, the top house feels really nice, and you come down to the office and it's like, oh, it's an igloo.
Don't you also live in a state where it's like perpetually winter?
No, I don't live in Canada.
Close enough, right?
You only
No,
will
winter starts here in October, and it lasts until March.
October.
So I don't get like that Virginia 3-month winter where like it might trickle some snow twice.
Yeah, but it's always frozen.
Winter's only 3 weeks. Winter's only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or some ends up being like 5 months. No
Yeah.
snow in March for no reason.
See, I still remember years ago when it snowed every Thursday for like a month and a half. Like clockwork.
Yeah, it's Thursday again. Yeah, snow.
Yeah, I mean, I was working. I was working at the Walmart over at Valley View, and I was behind the store, and they're like, "Hey, it's going to start snowing. We need to go to the front of the store and go push some carts." I'm like, "We're outside. There's nothing." We're like, "Okay, I guess it's going to snow soon." We walk through the store from the back to the front. By the time we get out to the front of the store, there's an inch of snow on the ground.
Jeez.
It's a big ass store. Took you
Yeah,
that long to walk.
Yeah, man. Like, I walked out the front and I looked over to the dude I was working with, and I'm like, "Did we go through a parallel dimension? Like, what the fuck?"
Found the closet to Narnia.
Yeah. Like, how long were we in there? What the? And I mean, you're only walking the length of a football field. It's not like it's, long.
All right, well, give him 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and go. And here we go. And there he is.
Ooh.
Right as soon as I click go live.
The timing.
Yeah, was I right on it?
Yeah, you're right on it. Hello, welcome to Griffcast episode 91, the Mature Nerdy Podcast for immature people, the show where we talk about any and all things nerds from video games, comic books, computers. Oh, wow. Video games, comic books, computer technology, and or science. I am your host, King Neckbeard Griffmore. Welcome to the show. Wow, damn. I mean,
It's been a while since he boxed that one.
Yeah.
Got them all tongue twisted.
oh, man. That's what I get, man. Like,
Look, this is a new angle. I like. This angle.
yeah.
It's a new angle
Mm-hmm.
because my computer is apparently not working, so I'm using my phone.
Ah,
Okay.
that's a good time.
Just discovered that. Already wasn't having a great day, and then I discovered that, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man!"
Oh man.
Does it not turn on?
I mean, it should turn on as soon as I open the laptop, and it does not have like an on and off button. So yeah, something's wrong with it. So
The laptop
Wait, it
doesn't
didn't have
have
an on and off button.
Yeah.
It's a Mac.
it's an Apple computer, so no need to ask any further questions.
You'll
Yeah.
see people like, oh, well, there you go.
I understand that.
Everybody
He
here
makes
was
a lot
like,
of
"What do you
music.
mean
and
there's
having
no
Macs is
button?"
probably for music. So
It's an
I-
apple and then a collective
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, in the pitch meeting for that? Like, yo, I got a laptop. It doesn't have an on and off switch.
Yeah,
Brilliant!
it's a brilliant idea.
Hey, you can get a plug-in for an extra $60.
Oh, yeah, I definitely already got plenty of those.
Into the USB port, even though, well, because they don't have USB ports, right?
they
'Cause
don't.
It's a Mac. Because let's get rid of
No,
the universal serial bus.
Well, it's because they made it too thin. I mean, the thing was like, yay. I mean,
Got
as thin as
airdrop
it gets.
everything.
You wonder if that was a design choice. Like, make it so thin we can legitimately say we can't fit the USB in there.
Right.
I mean,
I have
Funny
a
thing is,
Surface
the newer ones actually have it now.
because they realized their mistake.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
I have
No
a Surface
USB.
for
Wait a
work.
minute. We gotta fix that.
Now they figure that shit out about the headphone jack.
now we're not going to give them too much shit about using an Apple, because I will say the one thing that Apple does have over everything else is GarageBand and audio software.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that is mainly what I use it for.
Yeah.
Even though I can't now, but
That's why I said I understood why he had a Mac, because he's always making music.
Uh-huh.
Macs are good for music and video and.
I'm just trying to figure out like how do you like hard reset that?
develop.
There's got to be a way.
I'm sure there's a way. I'll look it up after the podcast is over. But I was like literally trying to turn it on just in time, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I was like, "Well, all right."
Damn. Yeah.
well-
Here's how you do a hard reset. Is you have to take it to a Apple repair shop.
Yeah,
They're gonna charge you $189.99.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Anyway, so tonight's show might be a little shorter, it might be a little longer, depending on how in depth we decide to go, or how long I can actually stay upright. So, first topic is going to be they were just posted this up in our news channel. Is NASA's going to be launching a streaming service?
Streaming service. What does that mean?
Who opened up the can of worms?
It was me.
Like live streams, like it'll be like a streaming service, kind of like Disney Plus or Netflix, and it's going to be free from my understanding, or it'll be free plus advertisements, or end up pay a subscription for like Hulu.
NASA plus plus.
The universe at your fingertips.
But you'll be able to like live stream space missions and things like that.
So I think it's a really cool idea because like I get notifications about space missions and I try to watch them live and like where do I watch them? Do I watch them on YouTube or Facebook? Is Facebook Live showing them? So I think having a dedicated streaming service to like any space launches, whether it's NASA or SpaceX or even Virgin Galactic, that'd be dope. Watch those. Oh, imagine if you can they have just continuous streams from the International Space Station.
Yeah.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah, that's what I was looking forward to. Or watch as the images from the not the Apollos, but the Voyagers come in.
The Voyagers aren't sending images anymore. They're just sending data.
Oh, okay.
Data. Yeah, they turn the cameras off. You know, after they finished a mission, like in the 80s, like as soon as they started like sending them out there, they turn the camera off to try to save power. Save power. I try. No, did you hear that they lost contact with Voyager 2 for like 2 weeks because they sent it back? Yeah. And they're just like, stop facing Earth. And it was like, okay. And then now you can't fix it because the antenna's not pointing towards Earth, so you can't send it any more commands.
Oops.
Yeah, but it like naturally like has a backup system in place where like it readjusts to make sure that it's pointing to Earth every 2 weeks or so. So that's why they had to wait 2 weeks so they could talk to it again.
I mean, yeah.
Bet that intern was fired.
I was about to say somebody messed up and somebody got the quick boot.
Yeah, it makes you wonder like, do they like make the interns do that? They're like, yeah, this technology is 60 years old. This is what you get to play with.
I don't know. I think you would want like the best on that one. Mm-hmm. It's probably some like 80-year-old guy who helped develop the thing sitting there on it.
Right?
Well, I mean, what? Colonial Marines had, a comma out of place and destroyed the entire AI system, so...
Man,
all you gotta do is fat finger one key.
Coding for dummies.
This is what ChatGPT is going to be great for here pretty soon.
Right.
Just dump it all in. Be like, hey, write me code for this. Bring, copy paste.
It's being done now.
Yeah. How much have you used it for your job?
I haven't used it for my job. I don't think anybody on my team has used it, but I've heard stories of people like, I need it really quick.
I don't think it's good enough yet for somebody in your position to be able to use it and not go, I don't feel like rewriting this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Or has anybody tried to plug their code in and see like, hey, does this work? Like,
No, I know at one point it would, before they started nerfing the AI with all the whatever, like you could do that, but since they started putting all their little blocks in, it won't do it anymore.
That's unfortunate. All right, but no, I'm kind of curious, like, as if that would be really cool to be able to sit there and just like live stream like the Hubble telescope or something. I'd be down.
I don't think the camera on the Hubble telescope works like that.
You know what I meant,
though. It would be dope, though.
It takes a lot of time for it to capture the.
Yeah.
It doesn't work off infrared. It works off another, because that's what the James Webb is infrared. Maybe they're both infrared, but just.
Look, you want that streaming service to succeed? Send me another rover to Mars, and why don't you live stream the rover?
That
I want to see. Yeah. I want to see a Martian sunrise.
I mean, I guess they could. It takes like, is it 8? It might be more. I forgot how long it takes like for commands and stuff like on Mars. I was watching something about it, like they were talking about the Curiosity. Was it Curiosity?
Yeah.
Or maybe or
Perseverance. It's got to take a hot minute for a command.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we sent commands, and then we had to like wait 20 minutes to make sure it did what we wanted it to do.
But yeah, no, that'd be nice. Watching literal, alien planet.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, and then you'd have every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there who says that there's aliens on Mars, watching it nonstop, going, look.
You saw that shadow? You see that shadow? Yeah, that's them. That's them right there.
Mm-hmm.
When the video feed just magically just stops, that's when you know. You're like, oh, we're having technical difficulties. Looks like we lost communication because of line of sight. You're like, nah.
Yeah, it's just panning over and you see like a leg moving and the feed cuts.
All right, so this one has been kind of grinding my gears here recently. Personal opinion versus public opinion. Now, I am going to relate this to video games because, that's what we do around here. And I mean this in a sense of, you fully enjoy a game. Your opinion is the game is great. It may not be perfect, but the game is great. But the general public just rips it apart nonstop. An example of this would be like my time with Anthem. I absolutely, hands down, loved Anthem. I had a great time playing it, the whole nine. I stopped playing because everybody else I knew that was playing it stopped playing. That and they stopped supporting it, so it's just kind of like floating in the air right now. More modern take is Diablo 4. Diablo 4 has been a blast, but it's not perfect. And everybody's comparing it to a game that's been out for 10 years. Like, should Diablo 4 have had some more features? Yes. But if it had any more, it would not be new player friendly.
Speaking from a new player perspective. Yeah.
Like, I mean, seriously, like, wow, like, if there was any more mechanics that you had to worry about, would you be able to keep up with it?
Honestly, no. Because even still now, at times I'm almost like, wait a minute, I'm having a difficult time keeping up with some of the stuff now.
Yeah. And people are complaining because it didn't have more. But Diablo 4 is the fastest selling Blizzard game of all time. You know, but I mean, that is kind of a low bar, honestly.
Well, yeah, but you're okay. So what you're talking about is it's got a lot of things to keep track of. But you're also telling me people are saying there's no depth because they want more.
It's got plenty of depth. You gotta be able to put forth the effort to look for it. And I don't mean that in a it's hidden thing. I mean, it's more in a, you have to hit milestones, and every milestone you get, it gets deeper.
You know, for me personally, like I played the game roughly like shortly after it came out. I thought it was pretty good. I really enjoyed what I'd played of it, but I kind of just stopped playing it after a minute because I didn't really like how the scaling of the difficulty was constantly like keeping up with me so much to the point where I never really felt like I was truly stronger than anything. I just felt like it was just the same challenge constantly.
Right.
I mean, that's just my perspective. Maybe that's just because I don't completely know what I'm doing to make it easier for myself, but it just, I don't know.
That is something they have gone back and adjusted.
That and all the microtransactions are just whack as fuck. Like everything is so expensive. It is so ridiculous. Like
It is expensive, but it's not necessary.
It's not necessary, but come on now. They're going to make all that really cool looking shit and not expect people to want it. I mean, get out of
You
here.
can't say it's not necessary because you can't feed somebody gruel and then tell him if he pays $50 he can have a candy bar.
Right? But I mean, you know, aside from stuff like that, I mean, those are just some of my personal gripes about the game.
But yeah, like the microtransactions, yes, they are expensive. But my biggest reason I don't have a problem with them is because there's no pay to win. There's no game mechanics you're missing out on if you don't buy them. Like nothing like that. It's 100% cosmetic. And to be completely fair, some of the best cosmetics in the game are found in the game. Depending on your class. Like if you're playing a necromancer or a barbarian, like the store armor sets look damn good. But like
Probably the one I was looking at actually.
yeah, the druid, the rogue, and the sorcerer, all the best looking gear is in game.
Yeah, I've looked at the store for the Rogue, and
There's been what, two really good ones?
and all
And
the
me
other
on
ones
the
were
date
like
on this
garbage.
because in 3 months when Blizzard catches up to the idea of, oh, we need to sell better shit and they change it. Because, I mean, that critique has an expiration date because you know Blizzard in like 2-3 months they're going to come out with something and like Wild's going to be down there like, I'm going to make a rogue just to play with this.
Yeah, that actually happened with me today.
Look. I still have my Rogue. I haven't deleted it just yet, so if I need to go back and pop that bad boy on, I'm like, you know what? I still got the Rogue. I ain't gonna delete him yet until something dope comes out.
But
Right.
you know, but I mean, I'm more or less talking about like how as a community we've gotten so far down the I'm going to bitch about it until it's obsolete. And we're back on the whole vocal minority thing.
Yes.
Well, we're all fighting in the idea of I don't like X and Y. Like, everybody here's got a different game genre that we would like to set on fire.
Yeah.
So, like, and then, like, one of mine is Dark Souls, and I know for the love of God that Solus loves him some Dark Souls, so I wouldn't pull the trigger.
It is what it is.
Yep. I mean, Dark Souls is not for everybody.
Yeah,
No,
so
it is
if you
not.
throw a game out that's got, like, something that appeals to somebody that doesn't like Dark Souls, and then there's Dark Souls stuff in it, and you're like, God dang it, why do you have the cat turd in my cereal? Like, you're gonna... And if, like, Solips goes and, like, I'm gonna play a Dark Souls game, and it's got, like, the easy mode, he's gonna sit there and bitch.
A little bit.
Yeah. So you can't make both of us happy in the same genre.
No, you can't. And that's kind of one of those things I'm getting to is, like, I know people who have uninstalled Diablo 4 because it got too hard. They're like, if I wanted to play Dark Souls, I'd go play Dark Souls. I'm like, it's not hard. Like,
Well,
Well,
that's a different kind of
you're used to
difficulty,
it.
though.
yeah, true too. If it's not your usual genre, it can be. Yeah, I can see that. Like, I still haven't beat Uber Lilith. I go in and I give her an attempt every couple levels, and I have a feeling I'm going to be 100, but I'm going to have to be level 100 to beat her, but I'm going to get there. That's my goal this active season is, huh?
You still not 100 yet?
No, I've been goofing around.
You have had a few things going on. I understand.
Yeah.
House.
I mean, my rogue isn't 100 yet.
Yeah.
Now, the sorcerer that I got, yeah, he's going to get 100. Like, for sure. I'm having that much fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I plan on hitting 100. I've probably hit 100 within the week. I'm in the 90s now. When it comes to experience on a numerical level, level 85 is halfway. So the last 15 levels take as much experience as the first 85.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But they just made it a big change here recently where they increased the enemy density within certain nightmare dungeons by like 50%. So it ends up being like a 40% increased XP farm. So leveling is going a lot quicker. Because I will say this about the end game is once you hit level 85, the game feels like it comes to a grinding halt, like it's missing something that was supposed to be there. But like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm enjoying finding all this content to push through. I'm still doing nightmare dungeons. I'm having a blast with, but like this is one of those things, like I could be within a certain group of people and be like, yeah, I'm playing Diablo 4. And then I will instantly be bashed for liking something regardless of public perception of it. I think,
well, let me throw Twilight at you.
fair enough. Like, once again, not for everybody, but here's the thing is when it came to Twilight, nobody got bashed for liking Twilight. They got the Twilight movies got bashed for existing.
I think that in turn, bashed the books too. What are we talking about Twilight?
I mean, it's a good example.
Like, there's a group that really loves something, and other people are bashing it. But we like it. Why are you bashing it? And I'm like, you and me both had hour-long sessions on Twilight. We are not going to go down this road. You know full well.
It's not like Robert Pattinson. Like, everyone bashes him for Twilight, even though he's an amazing actor and has been in many other things and done a great job.
He did a
It
great job
sounds
in other things. He did not do a great job in Twilight because his
He
entire
played the
job
role
was
that he was given. Him and Kristen Stewart, they were given. They played the roles that they were given. They played the roles that were written. They had a great performance of the character. The character was just not great.
There comes a point in writing where even Ben Kingsley can't make a role work. Please see Blood Rain.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
Dang.
There's a quick, swift kick to the shins on that one.
He said, yeah, I said it.
But I mean,
Motherfucker
like,
tried, but there was no saving that. Like,
but we've hit such a divide in fan bases that you are not allowed to like something because of public opinion.
Mm.
We're not allowed to have our own opinion on how we like something anymore. Like I could say I really enjoyed Anthem. I can't say I really enjoyed Anthem without somebody across the room going, who the fuck's talking about Anthem? That game was absolute shit. It's like, that's your...
I'm not that rude.
It's like, that's your perception. That was your opinion. This is my opinion. I had fun with it. I got to a point that I was able to push my skill level within the game. Like, same with like Dark Souls, like people with Elden Ring.
I was about to make that point actually, because I deal with this a lot myself, or just in general.
Yeah.
So it's people's opinions, you know, and everybody's entitled to their own.
Well, see, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's what I've like. The point I'm trying to make is that the way it's supposed to be is everybody's supposed to be entitled to their own opinion, but we're not allowed to hold our own opinion anymore.
Yeah, if you have an opinion that differs from the masses.
Yeah,
but it's not even the masses. It's just again the loud minority.
Mm.
You know. So
here's the
everyone
difference
that liked Anthem didn't say anything about it, and everyone that hated Anthem, they had to make sure you knew it. And I think people started hating Anthem whether they played it or not. They just like, oh, I heard that Anthem was trash, or the game was trash. I'm not going to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Even if you loved or hated it, the memes coming off of Anthem were still funny as hell.
They were. Like, and even like the memes from Diablo, I'm still finding funny. Like, I can accept the flaws of something that I enjoy as long as I'm still enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
people just want to make you feel bad.
They do.
It makes them feel good. They want to be validated. They want to be seen. They want to be heard.
I mean, honestly, that's what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
Well, there's people too that look at something and go, like, if you changed it this way, I would enjoy this game. So to them, there's a perfectly legitimate reason to bitch because their enjoyment is gated by X. You know, they might not think that they're one of the few people that would enjoy that, but they're still gonna bitch.
Yeah.
Some people just love to hate on stuff.
True.
Period.
It's just like it's
So-
just like cars. Like I have a love for Mini Coupes. The amount of people that I run into that are just like, why would you want that toy box? I'm almost like, have you driven one of these things?
Dude, that is so funny that you brought that up. Because I was with a buddy this weekend, and he was talking about, like, you know what? Mini Coopers have, like, a huge scene behind them. There's a lot of people that have close with Mini Coopers.
Yeah.
He's like, I see them, like, they'll, like, travel from city to city and have, like, group meetings. I'm just like, why do you know this?
Yeah, Mini takes the states.
Just something I know. And we were
They
talking about that
drive
yesterday.
all the way across country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to roll into the next one too. The absolute disconnect between corporations and the consumers.
We know what this one is aimed at. Be ready for my, like, 10-minute rant.
Look, I told you. I was just like, look,
We know what this
I'm
one is aimed
on.
at.
Actually,
Is it time for the 7th inning stretch already?
like I put a thing on Facebook the other week of if your players are universally walking away from your game, it's not the player's fault. If your viewers are universally walking away from your show, it's not the viewer's fault. It's yours. And I mean this in the sense of, say, like The Witcher. Where everybody's walking away from that show. Well, one, because Henry Cavill's leaving, but Henry Cavill and a lot of the fans are leaving because they're not sticking to the source material.
Well, the only
Also,
thing
it'd be
anchoring a lot
weird
of the fans there was Henry.
It's gonna be weird to see that show with him not in it anymore, and to see them just kind of. I mean, are they just gonna start over? They're gonna pick up where he left off, or
They're
like?
gonna pick up where he left off, and they're gonna, just
Yep.
Liam Hemsworth's just gonna step on the screen. They're gonna be like, Geralt, and be like,
That's so fucking dumb, but okay.
I felt like they were
mean-
gonna do it earlier, like how they had the season break. I felt like they were gonna come back from the season break and it was just
It
going
was
to be him.
this new guy.
It was
Yeah.
just going to be him. And they're just, or I imagine like they'll just like slowly like start like using AI to slowly churn as the episode progresses. Like it just slowly turns into Liam Hemsworth.
Like, I'm kind of hoping that like that Liam goes to his brother's like workout coach and is like, "Look, make me that big," and just shows up like,
Yo, who's got a better coach, Chris Hemsworth or Henry Cavill? Henry Cavill for Superman got just
Hugh Jackman.
huge. Oh, Hugh Jackman coach is probably.
Yeah,
All three of they've all had the same problem and had to like stop filming at some point in their careers because they got too big and too ripped to fit in the suit. I think I've heard that story for all three of those dudes. I'm like, yeah, you're too big for the suit, man. You gotta stop.
All right, CP, where did you think this was gonna go?
I thought this was aimed at Rockstar.
Oh well, yeah, there's that too. Yeah, bro, like re-releasing a game on a newer console without remastering it.
There have been a lot of cash grabs in history within recent unnecessary like.
There's a lot from
one,
Rockstar.
But dude, this is a fucking cash grab. There's
So we're talking about Red Dead, right?
yeah, Red Dead 1. They're just
I literally just saw the trailer for it like yesterday, or maybe it was earlier today, and I was watching it, and I actually thought to myself, I'm like, this doesn't look different. This doesn't look upgraded or anything.
not. Because it's not. They're
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get
fully
that.
stated.
but
They're like, we're taking the original game and just porting it over to PS4. So they're taking the original
$70.
PS3 game. It's
Yeah, that
50.
was my
But
next
it's still
question.
even for $50.
Yeah.
What? They're charging 50?
$50 for this,
Yeah.
and they even like the Take-Two CEO is like, no, that's an extremely fair price. What are y'all talking about? That's what we need to do.
Are you serious?
You're not making any changes. You're just porting it. He's like, they're taking the original PS3 game, put it on PS4 platform so that it can run on a PS5.
You would think after the GTA trilogy that they released recently that they would have maybe
Learn
learned
something.
something.
Well, they're still on
Yeah,
GTA Online.
Yeah.
As long as they keep selling that online money, they don't give a damn what you say.
Oh, and
Yeah.
especially now
Clearly.
with RP and GTA. Oh yeah.
Was it Todd Howard? He actually brought up a very good point about this back with Skyrim. Somebody asked him during a Q&A, is like, hey, are you guys going to stop re-releasing Skyrim? And he goes, when you guys stop buying it.
Right? That's a pretty fair point, though. I mean, if people are going to keep buying it, it's like, well, fuck it. I guess we'll keep selling it.
Yeah. Because that game's what, 12 years old now?
I mean,
Yes.
something like that, yeah.
It's old as dirt. That's all we need to know. It's
I wouldn't
old
say
as
12. I
dirt.
think it's 10. I think it came out in 2013. No, it's 9. I think it came out in 2014 because the PS4 came out in 2014. Right?
Oh, we got
Uh-oh.
Grizz looking it up.
It came out the same year as the PS4 because I remember. I think they
Released
rushed
on
it.
November 11th, 2011.
So, yeah, 12 years old.
12 years, yeah.
Fuck.
It could have
I
been
thought it
ported
came out-
over to PlayStation after the launch.
I remember it came out the same year as PS4 because they rushed to release it. They were like, as soon as the PS4 was announced, they're like, oh shit, get
Is that with
GTA
the
5 out there.
PS3?
Yeah, it was on the last generation of the last
it didn't
years
launch
of
with
the
the PS
360 and PS3.
Yeah, it
I
didn't
remember
launch with
because I bought this
PS4.
thing on console. I played it for a day and a half and then took it to GameStop and traded it in because it was a piece of shit.
Wow, 12 years.
But yeah, and it's still up there as one of the highest selling games of all time.
And I didn't know that this game was so popular until I brought it to the guy at the store and was like, yeah, I'm going to trade this in. And he looked at me like,
He's like, what?
Wait, are we still talking about GTA?
No,
no, Skyrim. I traded in Skyrim and the guy behind the desk thought I lost my damn mind because I only had it for a day and a half.
I thought we were talking about GTA. I thought we were talking about GTA.
No,
5.
GTA's got its own. Like, why do they keep re-releasing GTA? Like, why is that a?
because of GTA Online.
Yeah. And yeah, especially with RP.
Okay, that's fair.
RP, they go ham. They go ham for some
Yeah,
RP.
GTA 5 was released in 2014 then. I thought we were talking about GTA 5. I mean, I remember talking about Skyrim.
No,
But I
that's
didn't know we like had like fully switched.
Yeah,
But both are ridiculous.
yeah.
both
No.
have been re-released so many damn times, it's insane.
Yeah, I think what GTA 6 has been on what 3 generations of consoles?
Yeah.
The
Like-
3, the 4.
I forgot what they did, but they actually took that guy to court for the for releasing the footage from the next GTA.
Wouldn't you?
Well, he got kind of stomped on pretty bad. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I looked at it and went, "That's a little overkill."
Well, I mean, yeah, it's Rockstar, so. But all right,
Company has their story.
Well, that does come to the point. Does anybody here actually trust Rockstar to put out a complete game that isn't like laden with problems and microtransactions at this point?
no.
That's why I hated GTA 5. That's why I felt like they rushed GTA 5 to beat the PS4 launch. Because like the PS4 was announced and everything, and then all of a sudden like GTA 5 was like, oh, we're coming out, we're dropping next month. I was like, that feels rushed as fuck. And GTA Online wasn't ready for a long ass time. I know they rushed that game to beat the PS4 launch because they're like, oh, if we don't do it, we're gonna lose a shit ton of sales.
Any chance of me like getting one over to that game was lost when they tried to sue the people for making mods for the single player game because they were like, no, you're not allowed to do that. You should be playing online. And they're like,
And now they're partnering with those people. Now they're partnering with people that make GTA mods.
well, it was the only time that they ever noticed a dip in their online sales because the online players were like, nah, screw you, and they stopped buying stuff for a little while.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's ever scared them to make any changes is if you just stop buying the online crap.
Yeah. Like that's honestly something that I've noticed that's happening recently is with the absolute disconnect between companies and consumers is the consumers are speaking with their wallets. They're like, I don't even want to invest in that product anymore, so I'm just going to stop buying it. And stocks and sales are just tanking all over the place. And I'm not just talking about like Budweiser and Target. I mean, all over the place. Like Disney's going for the record of losing $1 billion this year.
$1 billion or $1 billion what?
$1 billion in sales.
Oh, okay.
Their collective movies, they have spent $1 billion more than the movies have made. That's how many flops they've had this year.
Yep.
They've
So
had a very large number.
yeah, so much that the current CEO is thinking about trying to sell off several portions of Disney. They're trying to sublet out and sell off Disney Plus. Yeah, they lost so many subscribers on Disney Plus.
I mean, all their new content was trash.
Yeah.
Any movies, the live action movies. So bad.
Like
Yeah,
honestly,
you got all these people on strike now, and they're like, oh well, we deserve to get paid more for what?
yeah. That's
Now,
my whole argument.
If
It's like,
Elijah from Breaking Bad shows up, he deserves a raise. You know, all that crew deserves some money. The person for WandaVision? No.
what happens when they have to pay taxes? Yeah, that's actually just on the park. That's not Disney as a whole company. That's just the park in Florida.
What about the park?
And their parks were what was making them most of their money for the longest time.
It was. That was actually the. They lost several $100 million because they had to shut down the parks during the vid.
I've never heard it referred to as that.
Yeah, the wait times when they were open during the midst of that were longer than they are now. There are less people there now than during that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like it's like they open up.
We have a friend who one of his friends works at Disney, and he was telling us all about it. He was like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, what was it? They opened up the Star Wars Hotel, and it was $3,000 a night just to stay in a Star Wars themed room.
more if you wanted the role play
It wasn't-
experience.
It wasn't a night. I think you had to stay for like 5 days. It was like a 5-day stay.
No, night.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I remember we talked about this.
It was a night.
I don't think it was a night. I thought it was a stay. I thought it was like a weekend stay. It might have been like a 2-night stay. There's
I mean, still, that's still $1,500 a night if you want to talk about 2-night stay.
3-night stay then. How much was it the Galactic Cruiser? Yeah, Galactic Cruiser Hotel. But $5,000 to stay. We were both wrong and all.
Is that a night?
I don't know. It just says listen here, go to open Walt Disney's $5,000 to stay. Tourist hotel slashing rates. Okay, that's different. How much did it cost? Cruiser.
For a party of 4, the cost was $6,634.32, and they shared a room with another couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another one. It says, the hotel starts at $4,800 for 2 people for 2 nights.
So that's two grand a night.
Yeah, like
It wasn't no $3,000 or crazy. It was only $2,800.
Oh,
all right.
Excuse me.
You're off by 2. I don't know.
Bruh.
That's also terrible math. 4,400.
it's like, dude, I love me for some fucking Star Wars, but not that much. All right.
But a lot
It was
came
just
with
made
it.
for it.
Though,
Elon
like,
Musk.
they had shows and stuff. A lot came with it. You could do a lot of shit though.
Okay, you know what else though? You know what else? Is I can go spend $200 and deck out my entire bedroom in fucking Star Wars.
That is true.
I could spend
That is
$1,500 and get a Millennium Falcon bed. All right.
You know, depending on the part of country you go to, for that same amount of money, you could rent a Leia. So that's all I'm saying.
Hey, getting that role play experience.
I'll be your Jabba.
It's nasty. It's nasty. What's wrong with y'all?
Oh. Hence the mature tag when you click on the channel. Anyway, let's see. All right, so this one actually, I didn't know this was actually a thing, and this has popped up in a lot of like the sci-fi I read. All right, somebody's gonna have to help me with this one. My jaw's starting to act up. The Silurian hypothesis. I think I nailed it.
I think it looks like Silurian. It's not Solarian.
It's Silurian, right? Silurian.
Well, I think you were right the first time, Silurian.
Anyway, so this hypothesis states that we have had several intelligence industrial races all throughout time here on Earth, but there's so much time between them that we cannot prove of previous civilizations.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like one of those would be the pyramids. Nobody really still has an idea about what's going on with those.
They know when they were built. They know the time frame when they were built. They were only Jesus. It's like 4,500 BC. They know when they were built. There's just not much documentation on how they were built. So it's not like a civilization that was like that long ago.
Okay.
I'm sure like we understand that.
It was long ago enough that the entire geographic footprint changed for the area.
Fair.
Like
So when I hear this,
Egypt used to be a rainforest. Or it was highly dense in foliage. And maybe not rainforest, maybe not rainforest territory, but
depending on your definition of time, it also used to be part of Pangea.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Could have been a lot of things.
Yeah.
At one point, it could have been a frozen wasteland. We don't know. What's your time frame? So when you're talking about this Silurian, whatever, the Silurian hypothesis, and that civilizations or intelligent civilizations could have existed on Earth before us, but all the evidence of that time had been like eroded, decayed, or
Yeah.
how you want to look at it. I'm thinking like millions of years. Or I'm also thinking about like how they found, is it off the coast of Japan? They found temples that are just like massive. They're underwater and they're massive, and they're like these are like giants built for like, or temples built for giants.
Yeah, there's that one, and then there's also the underground temples that are just popping up everywhere.
Oh, I've seen a lot of underground temples, but those are temples like,
Well, they're like,
I've seen underground cities, but they look like they were built like, only like in 2000 BCE. So not that long ago. I imagine like this hypothesis is theorizing.
okay,
that there was intelligent
I'm gonna need you to
civilization
stick to
millions.
I'm gonna need you to stick to BC AD.
It's the same. It's the same thing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like I don't remember which one's which on the new 3-letter ones.
No, I mean it's the same thing. They just added an E, and they just changed before Christ to before Common Era. That's what BCE is.
Mm-hmm.
Before Common Era, and then I forgot what AD changed to. It's just like, is it current Common Era or something Common Era, or is it just CE for Common Era?
I think AD was after death, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, or it was actually Italian. It was like Astro Dominicis or something. That's
I'm
definitely
not
not
familiar with
fucking
that.
right. But in Italian it is AD, but it also translates to after death.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm familiar with. I didn't even know they changed it up until I was watching somebody like debate which one to use, and I'm like, I'm gonna stick to the one I've been using for the last 38 years.
It's still the same thing. You're just removing the religious aspect from it.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, it's the exact same time. And
And for the rest of us, we were just like, no, those are just the letters. We don't give a damn what they mean. Those just the letter.
They're just letters.
So I used to feel that way, but
You're changing the naming of it, but it's still the exact same point in time because you're still
Yeah.
referencing the
Yeah.
year Jesus was born. You're just changing the name. It's like saying, never mind. Continue.
I know, but like this is completely believable and possible. Like the was it the rock pipings off of the coast of China? Like there's some way there's like these hexagonal pipes that hang off of a cliff and nobody knows how they got there.
Oh, you're talking about like the rock structures, like,
Yeah.
like the rocks that like make hexagon. I want to say that's kind of natural. It seems it does seem
Then you
weird. but
got
I feel like
Easter
it's
Island.
natural.
Yeah.
We know Easter Island was made by the Incas. Was it the Incas? Or is it like just off the coast of Peru? Yeah, that's the Incas, right?
The Stonehenge.
Also done by the Incas off the coast of Peru. They just traveled there because they had to make the feet for the heads of Easter Island.
I'm just still trying to figure out how a lot of these people carried all of this stuff.
Well, that's one of the theories right now is frequency.
If you believe that, I want you to make a Cleopatra movie for me.
So I just had a thought. It's kind of like coming full circle for me because I had this thought yesterday. Like how like as we get more farther along, we progress further in our technology. We want to incorporate, I guess, older things. So like we want to use go back to the old ways, but still use our new technology. I would describe it like we found better ways to make houses, right?
Yeah.
Yes, like we used to make log cabins, and then we started making we found better ways to make better houses, and now we kind of like want to take that art of the new house technology, but while it's still incorporating the old, so people are like making log houses again, but just like modern style looking log, whatever. So imagine this. Yeah, there's an ancient civilization that used to build pyramids and stuff like all over the world because we find pyramids everywhere, blah blah blah, and so they used their modern technology while using old style to create the Egyptian pyramids.
I can get behind that.
That'd be weird. I've had a conversation with a buddy of mine who's a anthropologist. He had a very good point, and it's kind of like mean to like be like, oh, stop thinking that like the aliens are an ancient civilization built the pyramids, because now you're just like decrediting the civilization. It's like if you look like back, like Egyptians were just pretty much calling them savages and like, oh, they couldn't have been smart enough to build those pyramids. We're kind of downgrading them, downgrading them. And I understand that point. It's messed up, but
No,
aliens had to build that shit. Those rocks are fucking massive, and they.
I don't think it so much was that. Like, I do believe that there was a technology that we do not have access to today that made that possible. Like, that's my whole take on that one. Like right now, like the going theory that I've heard is vibration theory, where everything vibrates at a certain frequency, and if you found the frequency of that stone, you could pick it up like it was air.
Weightless.
Well, people are really going hard on these where some things are a lot more simple. I mean, Rome had birth control. And it's because they would do something with a little flower that would grow. And they used it until that flower is extinct. And apparently that flower was the shape of what we consider today to be a heart. So, yeah, they were just like, oh, I don't want to get pregnant. Let me just grind this thing up, put it in a tea, and now I won't. But
Romans must have been fucking.
Yeah, like can you imagine having that ability in like medieval times? Like, but they found that they found something that was
today.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly though, like that's one thing I think is a huge misconception of ancient civilizations is that they weren't stupid.
I think about that shit all the time.
Like
they all must have been like really fucking smart, especially to like make calendars and to understand. Like imagine like 3,000 years ago to understand that there are 365 days in a year, and then like the world resets and repeats. And I think that's a very hard concept to be able to like, if you're just like mapping this, you're like, oh, it's
well,
in the
you're also trying to.
It was. Oh, that's fucking creepy.
You're also trying to think of it as like we do. Like we lay out all these factors that make the seasons change, and the Earth rotates, and the sun is here, and they're just like, wind's changed, cold gods are coming. They understand what's happening. They understand what they have to do. They don't understand what causes it. As far as they know, a dragon took a fart, and like all of a sudden it's warm again. They just know how to survive in it. Because they don't care how it happened. They're just knowing, oh, it's cold. I don't want to be in the cold and freeze to death. I got to go find a cave. Oh, look, Og's in this cave. I'm going to go kick Og out.
There's a lot of different takes, but once again, civilizations weren't stupid. They figured out agriculture.
Astronomy,
agriculture, like. And
a lot of early civilizations didn't try to figure out the minutia. They literally just were like, what can I do? A to B equals C, we'll do that. And they just built off of that until they were like, all right, what causes that thing to shine?
Like, it's crazy to think of where it all comes from, where it all goes. Like, I mean, we're talking about knowledge through the ages that has just been lost just because ignorance.
Or religion.
Well, every human being was a hunter-gatherer, basically, until we could do it in enough quantities where we don't need more. We need somebody to do this. You go build a wall. What's a wall? I don't know, I'll figure it out. That kind of thing. Like, it's kind of the, you have to have enough of a layer to support everybody else to do other non-essential things.
Yeah.
Like houses.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, different perspectives and things like that, but anyway, let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Like you got to think about it. Like old civilizations didn't have like, whole sections of themselves separated off to complain at another section who wore their hair a different way. So
they did. They certainly did.
It's called different tribes. In the same tribe, you're not going to have the one guy walking around, you need to wear hair different, you stupid looking.
Yeah, but they had different tribes in the same cities. They also had the rich and the poor. They had the wealthy, those that were...
In the really old days, different tribes didn't coexist at all.
No.
At all. Like, the progression of morality can be tracked by how tribes treated each other. Because at first it was, I need their resources, kill them all. And then it was, do we have to kill all of them? Well, we'll just own a few of them when we're done. That'll be okay, right? They're alive. Like, you think about that. You're sitting there going, that's just stupid. But you're like, it's still better than what was there before. And you have a hard time reconciling that, you know.
Wait, say that again. What's disturbing?
Like, originally it's just, we're just going to kill everybody, take everything, and leave. And then they're like, well, do we have to kill everybody? Let's keep a few. And you're like, that's not how that works.
Let's
how it
sell a
works.
few, keep a few. Yeah, nobody's gonna miss them.
Pretty much. And
Well,
I
the people
think
that would
that's
miss it were
terrible.
dead.
But that's how people became, you know, actual moral human beings. They had to go through that phase of, oh, I don't care.
I think there were the people that were being treated poorly, and then they gained their freedom. And they're just like, you know what? That shit sucks. No one should go through that. They're still human, right? Right?
Yeah, we got to. Throughout history, you watch all the dumb shit we did. We have learned from it, but it doesn't make it any less stupid.
Yep. And then we don't learn from it, and then we repeat it, and we're like, oh yeah, and then we learn from it.
Eventually,
Some learn from it. You still have the same ones that are like, that, you know, they're like, what if something different happens? Like, I'm about to smack you upside the head if you say something dumb like that.
and then every so often you look back at an old idea and you're like, you know what? They might have had something right here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when
might have been
the
on
public
something.
was,
It was just the wrong timing.
yeah, wrong timing. That's all it was.
Yeah. I was born in the wrong generation.
Because, you know, like you look at what Caesar and you're like, oh yeah, I can understand a political leader getting stabbed by like 15 of his friends. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Hey, 15?
Maybe Brutus was onto something. Maybe he was making the right call.
You know what's funny is the ancient Mesopotamians used to do a thing with their ruler. Is every year on the solstice they'd take him outside the city gates and like strip him of everything, like strip him of whatever regalia he had, get him down naked, and then beat the shit out of him. And for everything that he did wrong for that year, like he got whipped, and then he had to be a better leader. And if he wasn't, he got removed.
Let's do it. Bring that shit back.
Right?
You know what the shit that I think about all the time that I wish we brought back? I remember when Caesars used to be on the battlefield. They used to be fucking up in that bitch.
Right there on the front lines.
You know, kings were right there, and just like once they figured it out, they were like, you know what? Why don't we just stay back here and send the young ones out? And like, that's a good idea, sire. Yes, let us do that. Nah, man. I wanna bring back the Caesars that were on the front lines doing shit.
Yeah, like
Wouldn't have as many wars.
You feel like crazy ass Alexander the Great.
I mean, it wouldn't be so much that, it would be, all right, like there should be a thing is, if you want to send people to war, you need to go out there with them. Like
That's why, you know, after a while, like, you know, all of our presidents, you know, kings and rulers are like, you know what? Let's just take our generals. They already know how to lead pretty well, you know.
Well, I mean, you think about it. We've reached the age where the drone strike is, you know, one phone call away.
Yeah.
Not even a phone call. That's an app away.
Yeah. I have this feeling like Obama was just sitting there in like the office sometimes, and he'd just look at somebody, he'd bring up the app on his phone and like look at their house, like, you know what, I could do it.
I mean,
You're just the technician flying a drone. You're just looking at your monitor, and like a little green light just pops up in the corner. Just like, oh, okay. Press the button. I just saw the light, so I pressed the button, and it just goes boom. That's all I gotta do.
that sounds so prehistoric. I saw a light and I pressed a button and it go boom.
Human beings don't change much.
No.
But no, you think about that, like, how would you like to have that shit on your phone? Be the president, wake up at 3 a.m. because you can't sleep in your son. I'm gonna play a little Minesweeper on the phone and like you start a war in a third world country.
Yeah, I think about Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins is the president in Austin Powers, and Dr. Evil's on the moon. He's just like, you know what? Fuck it, I can do it. I'm gonna nuke the moon. Y'all want to miss it, right? Y'all gonna miss it? Then just let me do it. Just let me do it. You know what? Fuck it, nuke the moon.
All right, we're going to end on that note. Thank you all for coming and watching. We hope you had a good time. We will catch you